listening to the White Wall Sessions Radio.
Welcome to the White Wall Sessions Radio. I'm your host, Dan Schaefer. On this week's episode, we feature Andrew Adkins, Rations, and Crystal City. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are now accepting submissions for Season 7. To submit, go to whitewallsessions.com. The White Wall Sessions would like to thank these fine sponsors for their support. Last Stop CD Shop, Bell Incorporated, Workplace IT Management, J. Rick Luthery, The University Center, Screen Flare, The Pink Moon Room, Club David, Great Outdoor Store, local branded convenience stores, Minuteman Press, Vishnu Bunny Tattoo and Piercing, and South Dakota Friends of Traditional Music. Andrew Adkins is an acclaimed singer-songwriter who currently resides in Nashville, Tennessee. Andrew weaves meaningful lyrics, tasteful guitar, and soulful melodies into songs that he shared in a memorable Season 6 session.
The song is called Fire and Brimstone. Well, I am wandering so in this world alone. I am a sunriser and a time divisor. I've got a mean desire and I've got no home, bleeding like a testifier full of fire and brimstone. To the mountain, but I lost my way. Ended up in another place and time. Well, I'm a gunslinger with bullets in both eyes, feeling like the devil's always on my path. Well, I'm a bad heathen in your superhero books, creeping like a criminal to collect all that you took. I've got a mean desire and I've got no home. I'm bleeding like a testifier full of fire and brimstone. I'm a money grabber, backstabber at best. I am that force of temptation that you can't get off your chest. I've got a mean desire and I've got no home. I'm bleeding like a testifier full of fire and brimstone. Like a rattlesnake with hellfire in its eyes, fly like an eagle swaying through a cold dead sky. I've got a mean desire and I've got no home. I'm bleeding like a testifier full of fire and brimstone.
All right, we're here at the White Wall Sessions with Andrew Adkins from Nashville, Tennessee. Welcome, Andrew.
Thanks for having me.
So we just had some amazing songs you played. This was really something. Have you always played as a solo act, or do you play with bands?
No, I wish I could say that because it would save me a lot of time. But no, I've played in bands over the years. I did the whole thing, toured America several times in the back of a horrible van, several horrible vans. And I just did that. That was my college, so to speak. A lot of guys that go through what I do, that's their education. So yeah.
Sure. Well, there's a give and take. Being solo in a band.
Yeah.
Bands can fill it out, but do you feel a certain freedom with being solo, with particularly the songs you write?
Yeah, definitely. It enables me to just kind of dig into the song and because I hear the song in my head, and then when you interpret it to a band, obviously things change, the dynamics change because everybody's different, everybody plays, and everybody's not in your head. So, fortunately, they just kind of interpret it in their own way. And when you're doing it yourself, it's like exactly how you hear it in your head, So.
Right. And plus, during the performance, you can kind of add more texture because you can pull up.
Yeah, you can be a little bit more dynamic. And
sure. Yeah. Well, these songs, you have a certain presence. So these are more than words and chords. They just the whole song and the presentation of it, I think, is just amazing.
Well, thank you.
Does the performance follow the song? I mean, when you write the song, are you performing it when you're writing it, or are you thinking of a story?
No, I don't know. I mean, I don't think of the performance at all. That's just something that happens, I guess, when I'm on stage. But when I do write it, I mean, I'm just thinking. I think the music comes first, and the lyrics eventually. Or if I'm just driving down the road or sleeping or whatever, and I have like a lyric idea, I'll get up and jot it down immediately. And I usually write, based or inspired by that. But yeah, I don't think about performance at all. I don't even think about performing when I'm performing. It's just kind of like, I don't know. I think songwriting is the same way too, because when I write it, I feel almost. I had a conversation with a friend of mine one time, and I told him I kind of feel guilty saying that I write these songs because I just kind of channel them. I don't know where they come from. It's almost like a spiritual thing. I don't.
Sure.
So I mean, I'll definitely claim them, but and collect all the residuals for them. But I don't know. It's the closest thing to magic, writing a song.
Sure. Well, when these songs are done. And that's done, and you've performed it a few times. Do you feel, this may seem kind of weird, are you performing the song, or are you just simply the conduit to get this song out to the people and get that message across?
I think so. More so with that than anything, I believe.
Because they almost take on a personality of their own, don't they?
Yeah, it's weird because, I don't know. You watch, and I really admire people that don't play guitar, that just like sing, and you watch them on stage, and they're just like this weird, like... They become, and it's like you talk to them afterwards, and they're just very like shy. So it's cool to see that how things like that affect certain people. It brings out a certain side, like a Jekyll Hyde thing almost.
Yeah. When did you start writing?
I don't know. As long as I can remember, I've always had some sort of a weird fascination with coming up with songs or whatever.
Well, it seems you're in that vein of. I mean, there was a big string of great singer-songwriters, kind of Paul Simon-ish, where the song and the presence of that person, I think it really compared that to
I think it's the height. It's probably,
I mean, great stuff. The songs that are just, you're just locked into them.
Well, thank you. Yeah, Paul Simon's definitely one of my favorite writers. I like probably Townes Van Zant's probably my biggest favorite. I love Chris Christopherson and, of course, Lennon and McCartney,
Yeah, I mean, Townes is another one where this song is just like almost too good to be true.
Yeah, well, see, I grew up, listening to like Elvis Costello and the Beatles and all these, Bob Dylan, of course. But when I discovered Townes, I scrapped everything that I learned up to that point. I thought, oh my gosh, I'm doing this completely wrong. So I had to reevaluate what I was doing, and I realized if you're not going to get into the song, and if you're not going to say something with the song, then there's really, fix cars or something. Don't do songwriting if you're not going to say something, I feel.
Sure. Are these personal songs, or are they fictional, or both?
A little bit of both. And there's certain songs that are kind of a combination of, because a lot of people are like, what is this about? I mean, because it's funny when you talk to certain people, they think you're like every lyric is literal, and It's not, for sure. It's probably more made up than it is. My life's definitely not that interesting. But I feel that it's, you take the liberties and things like that, just like a screenwriter would or something.
Sure.
You know.
And so, I mean, as the song starts developing and it's finishing, then I guess I'm trying to say, when do you, like the guitar work you're doing on those songs, are they happening with the emotion of the song, or does that come later when you're just trying to make them more interesting?
I think it comes later, because when I record them, it's very basic, and everything else just kind of is laid on top of it. So when I guess when I perform them, I try my best to sort of, leave everybody. I don't want everybody to think that song was great, except it doesn't have a fiddle part or something. I want to kind of have the live, especially when I'm by myself and don't have an accompaniment, because I do have a band that I play with. It's a pretty big band. It has like a fiddle, pedal steel, keyboards, and all kinds of stuff in it. So when I do it myself, it's very primal and very minimalistic. So I kind of want the listener to not miss anything, Yeah. I kind of want to fill the little gaps here and there.
Sure.
So I think the song or the guitar player parts or whatever, the guitar parts, I just kind of throw them in there to fill up space, I think.
Yeah. So have you been playing guitar as long as you've been writing, or
longer? Okay. Yeah. I mean, I don't even remember not having a guitar. I mean, it was just kind of one of those things. It was always my dad always had a guitar laying around the house, and my aunt was very encouraging, and of course my mother was just. I grew up in a very musical family, so I think it was just an inevitable that I would run into something that I would connect with, and of course guitar seemed to be always around, so. It was just a natural progression.
It's convenient.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about these beauties you brought in. A couple of Gibson J45s.
Yeah.
I'm a big Gibson acoustic fan.
I love
them.
Yeah,
too.
I love them. I got them at Gruen Guitars in Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm still breaking this one in. That one's been broken, but I'm gonna kind of give it my best shot. But this one, this is pretty clean. But I love J45s. Those are probably my favorite.
Well, and for people on the podcast listening to this, he pointed over to a 1965 Gibson J45 with a blondish, or a lighter color.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. I don't know. For some reason I'm able to connect with 45s more. I'm able to sort of get into the if I'm trying to convey like emotions, I feel like I can't do it any better than with J45s. For some reason, I just connect with them. Thank you all for being here. I came all the way from Nashville. I've heard many good things about this. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. When you're down and out, can you tell me what you've been thinking about? 'Cause I'm so lonesome it hurts, just like a lightning bolt through a heart of stone. If you're not careful, it'll cut you right to the bone. What goes up comes down. What you put out, it will come back around. But you're such a heartbreaker. I wouldn't wish your fate upon another soul. Always trample the seeds right before they grow. All the fairy tales end up just bad dreams. Watch her laugh but tears away, hysterically speaking, and she drowns in her own fears. And the sky rips open. So when your luck runs low, there's no need to be bitter, you just let things go. But you tend to worry a lot. Well, nobody's got the answers, be it black or white. But as well as fortune tellers seldom get things right. All the fairy tales end up just bad dreams. Watch her laugh but tears away, hysterically speaking, and she drowns in her own fears, and the sky rips open. Some of us have it hard, some of us easy living. Nothing's ever for certain, but we do with what we're given. So when you're down and out, can you tell me what you've been thinking about? 'Cause I'm so lonesome it hurts, just like a lightning bolt through a heart of stone. If you're not careful, it'll cut you right to the bone. All the fairy tales end up just bad dreams. Watch her laugh but tears away, hysterically speaking, and she drowns in her own fears. And the sky rips open, and the sky rips open.
Thank you. Coming up after the break, Rations.
You are listening to the White Wall Sessions Radio.
Bringing some soul from Sioux City, Iowa, Rations performed an unforgettable session. Their fresh fusion of hip-hop, funk, and soul rocked the studio audience. Their latest release, How, was released in 2018. Rations is Jordan Clark, vocals, Dylan Nelson, lead guitar, Nick Powell, keys, Jewel Juice Williams III on bass, and Joe Fry on drums.
That good juju make you feel alive. Hopefully you wanna feel good, that's alright. All you need is to feel good, oh you know this like you should. So let's put our hands together, let the energy be right. No reason to be stressed, we need to love each other. Nothing other than the best, we need to give each other. Remember that, sick and tired of hearing about the bad. Turn the television on, do your thing, just be glad. It's all about that good juju, something that is better for the both of us. We need that good juju, come on baby, you know it takes two of us. So yes it does. We need that good juju, something that is better for the both of us. We need that good juju, come on baby, you know it takes two of us. So yes it does. We need that good juju. We need that good juju. We need that good juju, make us come together. Never say never, if forever is not whatever. There's so much we can do, gotta live life for the better. Surround ourselves with the good, it'll help with our endeavors. No reason to be stressed, so put a smile on. You are the master of your universe, the captain of your soul. Nobody else can patrol to see yourself in the road. So baby, let it be gone, the story, let it be told. We need that good juju, something that is better for the both of us. We need that good juju, come on baby, you know it takes two of us. So yes it does. We need that good juju, something that is better for the both of us. We need that good juju, come on baby, you know it takes two of us. So yes it does. We need that good juju. We need that good juju. Said I'm super chill, something you should get to know. Said I'm super chill, come on baby, let's go for a stroll. Said I'm super chill, let our energy evolve. Said I'm super chill, oh yeah, 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 yeah. Thank you, everybody.
We're here at the White Wall Sessions with Vibe Rations from Sioux City, Iowa. Welcome, everybody.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
There's an element of sort of funk and jazz and rock all going on.
I'm glad you picked up on the jazz. Not a lot of people say that.
Well, I definitely heard the jazz, and I even noted it down. Good juju.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
That's all.
That's all
right here.
Dylan. That's all Dylan.
that was really cool. So how did that? Can you turn that down a little, maybe? I think. Did you hear that? Is that okay? Yeah.
We picked up on that.
Click.
That wasn't just me. I'm not that crazy.
Throwing my voice.
Voices in my head make
The
them
local
stop.
airport. Spinal Tap.
yeah. So did those elements? Did the band form around those, or did the band form and then the direction of the musicianship went that way?
I feel like the second thing you said is more true. What do you think, guys?
Yeah, we started with a different guitarist, Jacob Henry, and he was really, really hot blues guitar player. We covered some Gary Clark back in the day. So we were kind of more like blues rock influenced, I think, back then. And he left last summer, and we were lucky enough to be able to pick up Dylan. And I think that's when we really kind of started going more the groovier sort of route with the jazz, and he throws so many different elements in. So it's a new thing for us too. We're still writing new music. We got CD coming out in the end of the summer, and it's gonna be great.
Yeah, and the elements of this band. I mean, let's start straight with that rhythm section over there. I mean, there were some killer drums, killer bass going on in that. Did you guys have you guys played together before, or is this your first project together?
It's our first project together.
Yeah. I've actually never been in a band before this one.
That is hard to believe.
Yeah.
It is.
I know. We were like, how they
Praise Jewel.
We're super lucky to have stumbled across Juice. I don't know how we got that lucky.
What about the other backgrounds? Joe, have you played before?
Yeah, I'm actually the oldest member of the band. Quite a bit older, if I must say.
You're the same age as me.
Shut it down.
Oh, well, I guess.
I'm
Well,
old too. Sorry.
yeah.
We also look the same. That's why we're not sitting next to each other.
Yeah. Don't want you to get confused.
Old is good, but you have the long hair.
Be able to tell at that point.
But yeah, I mean, I played a little jazz in high school. I've been in bands for a long time. Just about everything that you can play. So,
How about you, Jordan? What was your background in music?
So it kind of started my junior year in high school. I'm 25 now, so if that takes you back some years. I originally got involved with music. It was from a couple guys I knew in Hinton, Iowa, and they were really good musicians, like super good, and they kind of took me in under their wing, and they're like, "Yo, keep doing what you're doing," because like I had just figured out that I could, do something with singing, I guess you could say. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but like it got to the point where so many people had told me, "Yo, you should do something with that, whatever you want to call it." So I was like, all right, I'll figure it out. And they took me in, and then I started doing, shows at an old coffee shop in Sioux City next to the Promenade Theater, which was called Meet Virginia's, which doesn't exist anymore. But it was great. It started with acoustic covers. I was playing guitar. That's when I first learned how to play guitar. And ever since then, I've never really dropped the ball with music. I've always kept it rolling, kept something going. So
when did you assemble this bunch then? I mean, Dylan's the last one in, but how did this band start?
So it kind of started. I got back from Colorado, and I was going through a lot of stuff, and I was going hard at music. It was more the hip hop scene for me. But I was constantly hanging out with some good buddies of mine who were in a band, and I loved being around them. I saw how they were together. It was awesome, and I was always thinking to myself, I was like, what if I took this hip hop and put it in front of a live band? What if I could do that? It all came together perfectly, and we're still together today.
Sure. So how do you write a song? You write all the songs, Jordan?
As far as lyrics, yes.
Okay. Do you write them on a guitar, or do you come up with an idea and words follow? And is there something you want to say?
I think usually it's Dylan and Nick that write most of the melodies, and Nick will bring entire songs to the band. Mm-hmm. He'll have all the verses, all the choruses, the breakdowns, all that stuff, and he just kind of shows it to us, and we're like, yeah, we can do that.
Yeah,
glad they like my stuff. I mean, I'm like, I don't really think this is my material, and they're like, no, we're definitely playing that. All right,
so when you bring it, Nick, do you kind of arrange the whole pieces with a thought in mind of where the song's going to go, or do you just give it that over to Jordan and the rest of the band?
Well, like Joe said, often I have a pretty good idea of how the whole song goes. At least I have like 2 to 3 parts, and I'm like, oh, well, I like this order of these parts, and then they'll like, what if we play this part first? Like, you know what? Let's switch it around, whatever, and we work it out. But I usually have like the 3 parts and like the main riffs that, how I want the song to be or how it sounds good to me. And I just show up to practice and show it to the guys, and Juice will just start like throwing a little bass to it, and then Joe will start drumming, and all of a sudden I'm like, wow, this is a good song. I didn't really care for it that much, but now it really is. They bring it to life. Like, I'm super lucky.
Yeah, these guys really do write the melodies, and it really comes down to when we practice, and they'll bring whatever they got to the table, and then we start jamming it out, and it kind of comes together, and then once we got a solid feel for it, we're like, we point it out, we're like, all right, that's it right there. Would you like me if I turn it down? No, get it bumping up and down the block, yeah. Would you like me if I turn it down? No, get it bumping up and down the block, baby, come on. Tasty type of music to get your body moving smoothly. Yeah, it's groovy like the stuff out of a movie. Getting every night, probably cause it makes you wanna dance. Feeling good here on the rhythm, you can do it in the Wham Sam. Come on, baby, feel alive to it. Oh yeah, you can vibe to it. Move your shoulders side to side, baby, you can slide to it. I got more to give you if you want me to. But the night is keep on moving till the song is through. Would you like me if I turn it down? No, get it bumping up and down the block, yeah. Would you like me if I turn it down? No, get it bumping up and down the block, baby, come on. Would you like me if I turn it down? No, get it bumping up and down the block, yeah. Would you like me if I turn it down? No, get it bumping up and down the block, baby, come on. whisper in your ear, cause you know I got that lingo that you probably wanna hear. When you hear this funky get down, all your words disappear. Move your body and never stop like you're dancing in the field. Whoa. Leave it up cause it's not tonight, I know you feel it. Close your eyes as the music is silent, so appealing. One more time, it's alright, know you can find the feeling. Records spinning, or the oblivious is something ain't there. Would you like me if I turn it down? No, get it bumping up and down the block, yeah. Would you like me if I turn it down? No, get it bumping up and down the block, baby, come on. Would you like me if I turn it down? No, get it bumping up and down the block, yeah. Would you like me if I turn it down? No, get it bumping up and down the block, baby, come on. Baby, come on now. Ow! Nothing down the block, yeah. Would you like me if I turn it down? No, get it bumping up and down the block, baby, come on. Would you like me if I turn it down? No, get it bumping up and down the block, yeah. Would you like me if I turn it down? No, get it bumping up and down the block, baby, come on. So great to be here.
Coming up after the break, Crystal City.
You are listening to the White Wall Sessions Radio.
Crystal City from Iowa City, Iowa, came to Sioux Falls for season 6. Their relatable songs provide layers of love, loss, and everything in between. Crystal City is Dave Helmer on guitars and vocals, and Sam Drella on vocals.
I can't understand why you'd fade on me, like cracks in the sidewalk of who you used to be. And you led me down a dead one-way block. The city never sleeps, my love doesn't stop. I'm searching for you in my heart. My head is a mess while I stumble through the dark. I'm searching for you in my dreams. Stars in the sky while the harvest moon it screams. And all for you. You could follow me down the path alone, without a prayer or plan of ever coming home. And nothing ever changes when I'm wide awake, like the promise of the future and what we're gonna make. I'm searching for you in my heart. My head is a mess while I stumble through the dark. I'm searching for you in my dreams. Stars in the sky while the harvest moon it screams. All for you, 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 all for you. I'm searching for you in my heart. My head is a mess while I stumble through the dark. I'm searching for you in my dreams. Stars in the sky while the harvest moon it screams. All for you, 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 all for you. Thank you so much.
We're here at the White Wall Sessions with Crystal City from Iowa City, Iowa. Go Hawkeyes.
Yeah, go Hawks.
We have Dave Helmer here and Sam Drella.
Hey.
So Dave is guitar and vocals, and Sam is vocals and whistling.
And whistling, yeah. And with the band, I do play the trumpet too.
Oh, you
with
do?
the full rock band. Mhm.
Okay. Well, first of all, that was our first, we had a White Wall first. It was the first whistle solos, and that's pretty cool.
All right.
Perfect. We like that.
Yeah.
We'll come back to that in a minute.
Okay.
But you say the full band. So there's a sort of consortium of friends of yours that make up Crystal City, and it's sort of maybe a dozen people, and it's different configurations at different times.
Yeah, it's just a lot of our friends play with other groups, and they write themselves, and there's just, you're always trying to fill a gig. These days everybody's working and hitting it, and we're really fortunate to have really talented, tasteful friends that will learn the tunes and are fun to hang out with, and we just do the best we can and
Sure.
and embrace the changes that each individual brings, and it's a lot of fun to try new things, and certain groups of people know certain batches of tunes, and then other groups of people know other songs, and so it's in some ways it's challenging, because one night you might be playing a certain set, and then the next night you're playing a different batch of tunes, so it's exciting. If you're flying by the seat of your pants sometimes.
Yeah.
You tell the audience, well, you should come back for the other side of the band, because that's when you would like rather than. But the consistency of the band is the two of you, right? Mm-hmm. And how long does the two of you go back?
Oh, 9 years.
9 years?
Yeah.
And Sam and I are together too, so
Yeah.
we met 9 years ago, and
Pretty much, yeah. And started, well, our first date, I went over to Dave's house and we recorded music.
Your first date?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
I didn't know it was a date, to be fair.
It was kind of a date, except when you told me how to sing. I was like, I don't know if I want to date this guy.
Well,
I don't know about
it had to be right.
Yeah.
So you understood each other right away.
Yeah, right away.
Okay, that works. You either would have gone your separate ways, or you would have been 9 years later playing.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Sam, you work at the University of Iowa.
Yes, I do. I'm in the College of Business.
Yeah. So I suppose your summers freer than
No, I have to work in the summer. So,
misconception.
but I do have a flexible schedule. They're really nice, and I work Monday through Thursday. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday is free for us to go and travel. So that's a really great part about that job.
And Dave, you're a luthier.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. So
That's
tell me how you
awesome.
got started in that.
Well, I was I was going to the University of Northern Iowa in Cedar Falls when I was right out of high school, 18, just following everybody up there because that's where my friends and everyone was going. And I was studying radio broadcasting and a minor in jazz studies on guitar. And I looked up this school in Red Wing, Southeast Tech, and it didn't even occur to me that there was a place you could go learn how to do woodworking and build guitars and repair guitars, and that was even an option. As soon as I found that out, I just quit UNI and was like, I'm out of here, and went up there and just, knuckled down and hit it. It's a great school, and it's a really unique vantage point to be a songwriter and then performer, and also you repair people's instruments and help them continue what they're trying to do. It's a very unique vantage point.
Yeah, so one of the sponsors of this show, Josh Rick, is a luthier in Sioux Falls, great one. And I believe he went to that school also in Red Wing. Working with the wood and the guitar and the soul, the materials of the guitar and the soul of the instrument, mm-hmm. Does that change your songwriting at all, or your feel for music, or your love for music?
I think it changes my drive to be as good at it as I can be, because as a musician, you're going to play how you play with your feel and your vibe, There's nothing like taking a guitar that's sunk and just like been neglected for decades and getting it back together, and it just sings. And the person that owns it is just, to see their face light up, and, they play the G chord on their guitar and they're pumped, I think it definitely makes an impact. I don't know how it makes an impact on the songwriting. I just know it makes me want to be as good as I can be,
Yeah.
Whatever that is,
As a luthier, and maybe this is kind of a strange question, but does a guitar just a bunch of materials, or does it sort of have a personality and soul, or the more you see, the less that happens, if that happens?
I think when you first build a guitar, especially an acoustic guitar or mandolin or whatever, violin, when you first string it up, I don't think it knows it's a guitar yet, the raw materials that you've just worked. And I think it takes, 4 or 5 seasons for the guitar to understand what it is,
It has to grow?
It has to grow. It opens up, that's why people are after the vintage guitar sound. Everyone's wanting an old guitar. Why? Because somebody's pounded on it for 80 years, and so the wood's relaxed, and you know what I mean? It's all the sap's been dried out of it, and it's just, a good solid machine,
Interesting. When did you start writing?
I started writing end of 8th grade.
Really?
I learned bass guitar, and then I transitioned to guitar at the end of 8th grade. And, from there it was just like, I'm going to be in a band, and I'm going to play music. And freshman year started writing tunes. They weren't good songs, but I've been writing regularly since I was, freshman year in high school. You got to get through the bad songs as soon as possible to get to good ones, or the ones that you think are good, and people will let you know. Yeah. But I pretty much write. Sam can tell you. Every day I'm trying to write something.
Is that right?
Trying to find something.
Do you write, Sam?
I do a little bit. I'm trying to take some more time and write some more songs. It takes me a lot longer than Dave. I've written a few, and I've got one that I've been sitting on for a few months, and then I went to the grocery store and came home, and Dave was like, I got another song. Hey. So, I'm just going to keep flexing that muscle and, keep pushing myself too. I was an English major, so I'm a writer. It's just a different vein from poetry to music to switch that part of my brain on a little bit more.
Yeah, interesting.
Sam has this great song called Truck Stop Prostitute that is a live favorite of people.
Yeah, that one is that was my bread and butter song.
Everyone around here's got it figured out and they fade on through. Darling, what's the difference if everybody here is acting cruel? And you're conditioned in your mind. There's time and then there's lying. Well, you're coming down here for the bait and switch. You drew the door wide open, you need a stitch. Had a misfire, so there's a glitch inside your mind. The world, it keeps on spinning, the dizziness is getting to your soul. Well, I'm a television witness, preaching to the choir of the gold. Fabricated in your heart, it's dark, and they are lying. Well, you're coming down here for the bait and switch. You drew the door wide open, you need a stitch. Had a misfortune, so there's a glitch inside your mind. Inside your mind. Well, you're coming down here for the bait and switch. You drew the door wide open, you need a stitch. Had a misfire, so there's a glitch inside your mind. Inside your mind.
The White Wall Sessions is recorded at Last Stop Studios in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and is produced by Spectrum Films Incorporated. Executive producers are Jeff Zuger, Doug Taylor, Greggy Johnson, and Jay Fishback. Head of broadcast is David Palmer. Associate producer is Mike Yeager. The White Wall Sessions Radio is produced and edited by Jeff Zuger. Audio recording and mixing by Kevin Phipps, Chad Conrad, August Dahlgren, and David Palmer. Scheduling and artist relations, Tom Eisner. Be sure to join us again next week. Same time, same place.
You are listening to the White Wall Sessions Radio.